Hello again, my fellow patriots. Yeah, today we're going to be discussing Trump leaving the hospital and going back to the White House, which the doctor said was A-okay. But then you get people like Marina Hyde here, who says it's a danger to all of us and we're all going to die because of it and yada yada yada, blah blah blah, rhetoric. Now, I didn't read the full story, but the first few paragraphs I read I just can't even fathom how these people think. It is unreal at the crap that they just try to push and make Trump just seem as incompetent as possible. I mean, it's unreal how people like this are considered journalists. I mean, I haven't been doing this very long, and I think I probably consider myself more of a journalist than her, because unlike these people, I actually report the truth. I don't just go off the top of my head and try to push an agenda as hard as possible and just lie through my teeth about it. Anyway, let's just go ahead and start reading this story, and you can see what I mean. And this is The Guardian. Lord have mercy. After Donald Trump's deranged balcony address, we're all gasping together. The president tells us he beat coronavirus like a man, the kind who takes all the best drugs and leaves everyone else exposed. He's the president. He's going to get the best care possible. End of story. He will get it before you do. It's just the way it is. He's the president. A rare moment of unity in the U.S. election as Donald Trump marked his return to the White House by gasping along with his detractors. On Monday night, the president puffed up the front staircase of his residence, his face coated in several more gallons of paint than the front elevation of the building. Don't let it dominate your lives, he panted on the virus, a bad case of which tends to dominate your death. Is this me? Is just kind of turning out like a little fantasy novel? Yet, there he was, this hideous kink in the arc of history, giving the most dangerous balcony performance since Michael Jackson had his baby crowd surf off one. I remember that. The American people are all blanket now. As for the optics, deranged balcony address is certainly a look, but not one that tends to end well. How might this version turn out? Unfortunately, it's not a question Trump's attention span equips him to answer. His reference points for the form are the occasional 3 minutes of historical documentaries he's forced to watch while searching his stomach folds for the TV remote. It feels like he switches over to Fox News before discovering how a whole series of the 20th century balcony stories ended. What the hell is wrong with this woman? I mean, seriously. She's like got to insult him left and right. Was she that damn insecure? Does she have to try to push that he's so morbidly obese or something? And I mean, I don't understand these people. They just have to just go after people. They cannot help it. They just have to try to paint Trump as being this evil, overweight dictator. I mean, they're trying to make him like he's Kim Jong-un. I mean, it's more hilarious than everything. Still, don't call him Mussolini. He beat this illness, which he still very much has, like a man. One of the really many roles, or many ones, one who takes all the best drugs and leaves everyone else exposed and misled and unprotected. Once again, he's the president. He's going to get the best medicine there is. Period. You know, a lot of the stuff you can request from your doctor. Just talk to them. They know best. Don't listen to some dumb journalist on the daggone internet. Don't listen to me. Talk to your doctor. That's what they're there for. Even so, early reactions to the gasping spectacle suggest the move could only have backfired more if Trump had ascended the front steps via a hastily installed stair lift carrying a pack of adult diapers. What the hell? Once he'd wheezed through the unpleasantries, all that remained was to remove his mask and set about infecting any remaining staff yet to be exposed to his droplets. There was nobody around him. You know, social distancing, blah, blah, blah. And I believe I'd heard that the virus really wasn't in him anymore, and he was incapable of infecting others. The doctors couldn't find any live forms of the virus. I think it's something I read last night before I went to sleep. But anyway, even if he still is infectious, he was wearing his mask. There was nobody around him. This woman just... Think of Trump as the 83rd Airborne, parachuting his deadly particles deep into Butler's respiratory systems. He won't give you a purple heart, but he might give you purple lungs. God, this has got to be... People can't think like this. This has got to be satire. It cannot be true. It just, dear God, it cannot be true. Alas, it's disappointing to find potential victims failing to feel grateful for the opportunity. One current Secret Service agent assigned to the first family's detail expressed frustration, telling CNN, "Oh, you can trust CNN. We're not disposable. 2 housekeeping staff have already tested positive for the virus. As the events of the past week show, the president's respect for human life is so low that he is willing to send an entire army of servants into 14-day isolation or worse in order to keep up a steady stream of trans fats being fed to him. Dying in the line of duty used to mean taking a bullet for the president. It could now involve taking him a Diet Coke. Thank you for your drink service." Oh my God. This is hilarious. This is utterly hilarious. As for how Trump spent the rest of his evening, I assume it was straight onto the monstrous leader's WhatsApp to josh with the other bros about how they kill their underlings. Rocket Man Kim loves a firing squad. Vlad 69's a huge chemicals guy, but Trump just clears his throat while being brought his 4th burger of the day. Boom. I cough on them like a... When you're famous, you can do that. Alright. Face it, he's absolutely bossing the likes of Kim and G and MBS in the fantasy evildoer leagues. It's not that the other guys don't have lethal motorcades and abysmal interiors, taste, and balcony addresses and death cults, and doctors who misled the world. It's a lot of ands. But doing them in a democracy, well, that makes it triple points. Speaking of physicians who really need to heal themselves, what a striking misinformation campaign it's been from presidential medic Sean Conley, who has been continuously obfuscating about Trump's condition since calling his symptoms mild, only for even the White House to contradict him. Well, considering that he was only in there for a few days, he wasn't strapped down to a bed on a ventilator fighting for his life. You know, he's back at home, he's back at the White House. I'd say his symptoms were pretty mild. For me, that's the new low. Of course, we now expect the President of the United States to lie as default. You mean like all these news outlets? To tell us black is white, or up is down, or to claim he never said something he's on camera saying. Oh, you mean like Biden? Woohoo! Good God. You should look up all the crap. Go on YouTube and look up Liberal Hive Mind. Dude's funny as hell, and he makes a crap ton of videos showing all the times that Joe Biden has lied his butt off to everyone. I mean, he shows all his gaffes and everything. It's freaking hilarious. I look forward to the dude's videos every day. And he's a liberal turned conservative. But for a professional and senior doctor to mislead apparently without remorse shows how necrotic the body politic has become. From the very top down, the lying, the reality denying is not a one-off case. It's the other pandemic. Look, I think they're all flipping out because they all want the doctors to give them Trump's medical history. They can't. They cannot do it. I've been through nursing school. There is a thing called HIPAA. If you violate HIPAA, you lose your license. Period. You know, that's the whole patient-doctor confidentiality thing. You lose your license. I don't think the president's doctor, who's getting paid millions of dollars a year, is going to utterly destroy his entire life and his livelihood just so they can give CNN his medical records and so they can twist it and make it look like Trump is just dying and they don't even know how he's still living at this point. He's not going to do that. These people need to get things straight. They need to do their research before they open their daggone mouth. You know, the medical field is a very tough place to work in. There are a lot of restrictions. You know, I was told that I couldn't even go on Facebook and post anything about any of my patients. You know, if they were nice to me and they wanted to take a picture with me or whatever, I was not even allowed to put that on Facebook or Twitter or whatever else. I don't have any of that crap, but if I did, I was not allowed to post it. I could have lost my license because of it. You know, medical field has a lot of restrictions. Let's see. In fact, it's kind of amazing that conspiracy theorists have lined up so supportively behind Trump. She's one to speak of conspiracy theorists when he's really the most convincing proof yet of all their worst fears. The man really is lying to them. He really is wicked. And he really does want to kill them. The damning evidence is right there in front of everyone. Only instead of begging Oliver Stone to make a film about it, they want to give Trump a second term. You damn straight everybody wants to give Trump a second term. Look what the hell he's done. I mean, Jesus Christ. He's the one who shut down the flights and everything. In the beginning, in, was it January or February, he shut down the travel to stop the spread of the coronavirus. He tried his best to stop it. And if you actually read documents, you know, do your own research, they were doing stuff and putting a team together specifically to fight the coronavirus even before the beginning of this year. They were doing it in November and December. They were getting things coordinated back then. But mainstream media will not tell you that. No, Orange Man, bad. So, you know, he shut down the travel and they blamed him for that. Then they say he didn't do enough. So, I mean, he cannot win. He cannot win. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. So, he just does not care. And realistically, I don't blame him. Like me, you probably hate to see a conspiracist wimp out of their beliefs just when it's coming up roses for them. It's as if the moon landing hoaxers were signing over their life savings to NASA, or the flat earthers booking a round the world ticket. So come on, guys, back yourselves. After all, if not now, then when? Marina Hyde is a Guardian columnist. Yeah, okay. Democracy is in peril, blah, blah, blah. That's just, give us money so we can keep writing all this bull crap and rhetoric. This is hilarious. I mean, seriously. This is just so unreal. But this is literally how the people on the left think. This is the kind of crap that goes through their head. They are sick. They are mentally ill. They need to go somewhere and be put in a nice padded room with a daggone coat that makes them hug themselves. But this is what you see whenever you turn on the news. You won't see all the good that Trump has done. No, any tiny little thing that the man does, they make the biggest deal about it and try to spin it into this little, just God, he cannot do any right. Trump, he's one of the best presidents we've had. He is. I don't care what they say, he is. He is trying to stop the wars. All other presidents had wars under them. Trump is trying to stop them. He is trying to bring peace. He just signed the peace deals. He got nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize 3 times. But yet, he can do no right. Everything he does is all wrong. Or he's only doing it just so, he can spin it into his own favor. He doesn't do anything for the love of the American people. He just does it for himself. I mean, the people who are having a little rally, the Trump supporters, outside the hospital. I mean, this is how cool Trump is. I mean, the guy sent pizzas to the people out there. Pizzas. The guy said that they were coming like every 45 minutes. Crap tons of them. And they were coming from Trump. Then they took out chocolates to him and everything else. I mean, that's how cool Trump is. I mean, he is for the people. I don't care what these nut jobs say. He is for the people. Trump is a very good president. A lot of people don't agree with some of the things he does. I don't agree with everything that he does. But for the most part, he's a good president. And right now, he is a trillion times better than the alternative. The guy who wants to lock down the U.S. again for 3 months, who wants to utterly destroy the economy, who wants to keep war going, keep people dying, keep tensions high. Not to mention his vice president who wants to throw every black person in jail and keep them as slaves. Yeah, she did that. She put, I can't say innocent black men, but they were in there for low-grade drug charges. Something that should have just been a little slap on the wrist and go on. No, she had them kept in jail and put to work. She purposely withheld evidence that could have got a man off of death row. They forced her to turn it over. This is the kind of people you want in charge? Do you really want a slave nation? Because that is what they will try and turn it into. A big old communist, socialist, slave nation. I don't know about you, but I really thoroughly enjoy my freedom. But this is just the first video of the day. It's kind of later on in the day. Wasn't really feeling good this morning. So my wife left, kind of took a little nap. Feel much better now. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. I'll be making one here very shortly. But, dear God, America, stay vigilant. Do your research. Do not believe insanity like this. These people should not have a job in journalism. This is not journalism. This is severely pushing your own beliefs and an agenda. Stay vigilant. Do your research. Stay safe, America. I will see you in the next video.